Here in the third and final example movie, I've pre-built this project so that you guys could follow along. I've included it on the CD, and I've just got it ready to go here to save us a little bit of time. So we'll just go ahead and take a look at how it works by pressing F5, and then we'll go through it. As you can see, there's a dot on our page here, and there's two goals. By clicking the top button, we send the dot towards the left goal. By clicking the bottom button, we send it towards the right goal. We can click these at any time and get a smooth transition with the dot. If we leave the dot alone, eventually it'll stop when it hits its goals. Okay? So it's very simple, and let's take a look at how this works. I'm going to double click on my page, and you can see that when our page shows itself, it does these three things. It basically gets the position of the dot image, and then it takes the x value of that position and stores it in a variable named goal, and then it's going to start the page timer. Okay, so we've got our x position of our dot, and we've set our goal position to be equal to that. That way our dot doesn't need to move in the beginning when it first shows itself. And we've started our timer here at 10 milliseconds. Now if I go into the on timer event, you'll see that these events happen every 10 milliseconds because we've started our timer. Okay, so what it's doing is it's getting the position of that dot, and then it's comparing the x position against the goal position. Okay, so those buttons that we're pushing to make the dot move, they're just changing that goal position. Okay, so it's going to compare the dot's x position to its goal position, and if the x position is less than its goal, it's going to add 1 to the dot's position, and if the x position is higher than the goal, it's going to subtract 1 from that. Okay, so it's very simple. It's basically just comparing the dot's current position to its goal position, and if it's not at its goal position, it's moving it 1 increment towards that goal position. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and press OK, and then we'll take a look at what these buttons do. I'll click on this top hotspot here, and as you can see in the on-click event, all I'm doing is setting the goal to be 88, and that's 88 pixels from the left of the canvas. If I look at the other hotspot here by double-clicking on it at the button, I'm doing the same thing except the value is set to 473. So 473 represents the dot where it is right now in the beginning position, and 88 represents it when it's sitting still over the home position. So if I preview this again, you can see that basically just by switching that goal value, we're able to trigger these events in the timer area. Okay, so that timer is basically just searching for a discrepancy between the dot's current position and its goal position. So if we switch the goal position, in this case by clicking on one of these hotspots, the timer automatically goes and makes those adjustments. Accordingly, we get the animation of the red dot. Okay, so you can go ahead and open this project up off your CD-ROM and follow along and pick it apart and take a look at how it works. It's a great way to understand how these timer events work. And we're going to go ahead now to the next chapter.